How's it going, everybody? Decisive TV here. I'm back for another video. This one is a little different than I usually do. I actually have the webcam on for once. Today I'm actually talking about a new game, kind of ish. It's a few months old. It's actually called The Planet Crafter. So basically in this game, if you guys haven't heard about it already, you're a planet crafter. You go to a planet because you're a criminal. You basically have to build up this planet and you have to get to these different stages in order to make this planet habitable for human life. Whenever you go to this planet, it's completely desolated. It's a desert and you have to build it up. You get lakes and grass and that sort of stuff, and it's really cool. I absolutely adore this game because I'm really into space and that sort of stuff, so it kind of helps fulfill that dream a little bit, I guess, in kind of a video game manner. But today I'm actually going to be talking about the new update that should be coming out sometime within the next day or two. Hopefully that's whenever they want to get it out. They want to get it out by the end of the week. Today is May 13th. It's a Friday, so it could come out today for all we know, but they want to get it out by the end of this week, so I'm thinking Saturday or Sunday. And they have a lot of stuff that they're releasing with this update. So on the Steam store page, they actually included a little banner sort of thing going over everything that they think is important for this update that they really wanted to cover and keep it a little short and that sort of stuff. Things that they thought was super important. So as we can go through the list, there's new biomes such as the Arx Balcony, Meteor Crater, and there's a couple new caves. There's an Osmium Cave, which is really cool. There's the Pulsar Quartz, which is insanely cool because that's one of the things that you need in order for you to craft some endgame items. Zeolite, which is also another one of those very endgame items, at least for early access right now. It's very endgame. And it's one of the rare, or it is the rarest of all the minerals that you can collect on the planet as of now. And there's even an achievement for it, so having a cave for it is going to be really dope. So there's two new rockets, one of them being a GPS rocket tier 3, and the other one I'm not too sure yet. I only have a very limited amount of things. We do know that there is two new rockets, and one of them is the tier 3 GPS, just from the beta versions of the game. There's a few new machines that they're going to be adding in this next update. I don't know exactly what they are, but there's some new events and secrets which will hopefully be really cool, and we'll be able to see and get some more lore in the game, which I think would absolutely be dope, because I feel like this game is very much like whenever Subnautica started out. It has like a very limited amount of lore and mechanics and that sort of stuff, but as they built up the game, it became what it is today. So this game very much reminds me of Subnautica whenever it started out, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. It's just, you're building a planet. It's kind of a different, obviously a different concept. You're not on a water planet, you're on a regular land planet, and you're building it up instead of just completely exploring and getting materials and surviving. You have to do all of that plus build up the planet, which I think is really cool. Add some goals to the game. So this update is more so a quality of life update. They really wanted to add a lot of stuff that would be able to have new players come into it and enjoy the experience a bit more. So they're adding chain crafting and chain building, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing. The better mapping system, which I'm going to be interested to see what they do with that, because right now it's just a camera that looks over wherever the map little screen that you have is. It's kind of a little weird, but at the same time, I think it's going to be really cool to see what they do with this new mapping system, to see how they just change it. So there's an improved food grower, which I'm guessing they either improved the tier 1 and tier 2 food growers, or if they actually added a tier 3. We're going to have to see about that. Improved build system, gonna have to see about that as well. I think what they mean by this is it's probably gonna snap a bit better. It's gonna be easier to place the builds where you actually want them to go, instead of having to be very precise on how you place it in order to get it to snap to another build. And obviously performance optimizations. The game runs absolutely great already, but I'm playing through the betas, and obviously in the betas there's going to be some kinks and that sort of stuff, so I'm get like lag spikes and that sort of stuff, and I've obviously as they add more to the game, it's going to become more performance heavy, and it's going to require a beefier computer to run it on the maximum settings. So obviously they want to be able to have people play on the maximum settings because it is a very pretty game. So obviously having these performance optimizations is going to be an absolute great thing, and I'm glad that they're also focusing on that as well. So obviously they say what's left to come, and these I'm assuming are gonna be in future updates, like a breathable atmosphere. I've been wondering about that for a little bit. As I'm playing the game, I'm like, man, I hate having to go and get oxygen from like a life or a little shelter, or have canisters on me. So I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna add a breathable atmosphere once you reach like the tree stage, because you already have grass and that sort of stuff and lakes. So I wonder if the trees stage would actually, once you get past that, maybe like into the insect stage, then you can have a breathable atmosphere. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do about that. So we won't have to go back and get canisters or have a life pod with us in order to get oxygen. I guess they're adding more insects, fish, amphibians. That's going to be amazing to see in the lakes. I think that's going to add a lot of ambience and atmosphere to the game. They're going to have a replayability system. I wonder what they're going to do about that. I wonder if they're just going to have it where you can move to a new planet or something like that with all the stuff that you've already learned or whatnot. I'm not too sure. I can't wait for these devs to actually come out with all this stuff. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, but I really want to go over some of the new stuff that they have in the beta currently, like the Arches biome. I know that's definitely a thing. I haven't seen the meteor crater or the balcony yet. I think those are going to be added in the final update. They also added the zeolite cave, which I think is going to be really, really dope. Or it is really, really dope. It looks really cool. They have a screenshot of it, and it's also in the beta. So let's go ahead and hop into the beta real quick, and I will show you guys some of the cool new stuff. So all the gameplay that you see throughout this video is going to be in the early access for the beta versions. You can play the beta. All you have to do is go to properties on the Steam library for the Planet Crafter, and then you just press the betas, and then it has a little drop down menu and you click the only thing that's there. So very easy to get into the betas, very, very cool, and you get to see some of the more early access sort of things. So right now I'm in the very or kind of end game for the beta. Once you reach insects, that's the final stage for the early access currently. But right now I am playing on a kind of creative sort of world, so I have like super speed and that sort of stuff, and I can also fly so we can get around a bit easier. Yeah, so let's go ahead and hop down here and we'll just run around here. Going from the shuttle spaceship thing up here, which this is where I made my base. I know it's very cool, right? Going up here, as you can see, ice. Once you get this melted, which happens a little bit later in the game, you can come down here and into this cave, which, as you can see, there's some osmium inside this cave, which is great. This is the osmium cave. Very, very pretty, as you can tell. There's some sulfur in here, some osmium, and that sort of stuff that you can grab for crafting stuff. And going over here, this is where it gets fairly interesting, and there should be, okay, there's the atmospheric glow. Chest over here, there's a few chests. Oh man, okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about performance spikes. So it's gonna be a little laggy, but going through here, as you can see, this is the zeolite cave. There's a bunch of white crystals, which is obviously the zeolite, and there's a bunch of cobalt and other crafting materials around here. But man, oh god, that's blinding. I need sunglasses for that. As you can see, there's actually water in here. It's amazing because the ice didn't really do anything for the osmium cave, but in here we can actually see some water has been left from the ice. So yeah, there's a bit more crafting materials, but the zeolite, you can actually around the entire map in these little kind of rock formations. So you can just grab the zeolite like that, and that's how you obtain it. But in this, there's a bit more zeolite. It's more condensed compared to the entirety of the map. So this is the rarest material that you can get. It used to only come down from meteors, or you would have to find it sparsely on the map, but now we actually get a little bit more for crafting, so you don't have to wait on meteors as long. But yeah, so that's where it's located, and you can head out this way and into this new biome, which is the Arches biome. As you can see, a whole bunch of arches. It looks super, super cool. Absolutely love this biome. It gives a very nice atmosphere. I really loved how they've built all these biomes, and obviously a little bit of zeolite and that sort of stuff. But I love how the devs have built these biomes. Absolutely amazing what they've been able to do as a two-person team as of right now. At least I think it's 2 people. Maybe they have a little bit more now that the game has kind of taken off. I think I need to update that. I'll do that in post-editing. Post-edit me, include like a little subtitle sort of thing to say how many people there are. Yeah, so this Arches biome is actually right over the sand kind of dune waterfall sort of dune fall, I don't know, sand fall, whatever. It's so taxing just because we're in the beta, so everything is very laggy right now. Yeah, so before this would just end here. All these rock formations weren't here before, but they've been added for the Arches biome. So this looks a bit better now. I'm sure once they add more biomes over there, they might add more rock formations and it might look a bit different, but now there's actually something. It would usually stop you. Yeah, so it still does stop you, but if you use the jetpack, you'll be able to get up here, or if you just go through the cave after getting all the ice melted away. Yeah, very, very cool. Love this biome. Yeah, so I actually changed the graphics to medium, and as you can see, it makes the world a little bit weird compared to maximum. So yeah, all this grass is kind of funky, but the game definitely runs better. Let's see. Yeah, so these are a couple, or something that they added to the game. It's a super alloy, which you can create in a tier 3 or an advanced crafting station. And as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff over here that I use for crafting. But so super alloy rod, it takes 8 super alloys and 1 aluminum, compared to the iridium rod, which is all iridium, and the uranium rod, which is the same but just with uranium. So super alloy requires, or a super alloy requires all of this, which you can find easily throughout the world, and whenever meteors end up coming down. Yeah, super alloys are fairly expensive to make, but they do allow you to do a couple things. So if we just make one, it allows you, and this is probably going to be for all the added stuff, but super alloy rod for GPS satellite tier 3. You also need 2 microchips, an osmium, and a rocket engine. So let's just go get that stuff real quick. All right, so now that we have this, I'm just gonna go into our flight mode here real quick. Here's a tier 1 GPS rocket, and so it has one of these little fins right here, and it looks like that. Tier 2 and Tier 3 have the same rocket body, but as you can see, there's more of these panels on here. Now, if we go over to Tier 3, which is one of the new rockets, it has 3 sets of panels on here, and yeah, that's really the only difference. So there's the other rocket. As I said, there is no other rocket as of now in the current beta version, but hopefully once the new update releases, we will be able to see what that new rocket is. So now if we head over here and we launch, let's go ahead and launch all of these rockets. There they go. Whee! Yay! And here's the map. So the map, whenever you have a tier 1 satellite, this is all you're gonna see. You're gonna see all the way up to these 3 stages. So this is as far as you can see with a tier 1 satellite. Tier 2, you can go a little bit further. Pro tip, send up a tier 3 rocket and don't send up a tier 2 or tier 1, or else it'll break your map. So yeah, as we can see here, now that we have that rocket, and there it goes, we can now zoom out further. So tier 1, you can go up to this far. Tier 2 is 3 more stages, so you get to see a bit more of the map. Now, obviously, if you were more centered, then you could probably see up here a bit more, but I am not, so I see more of the map that you can't use as of right now. Tier 3, you can go even further. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go 5 stages further, and from tier 2, you can even see the clouds. Tier 3, you can see majority of the clouds and whatever that thing is over there. So very, very dope. Yeah, that's basically all of the changes that are in the beta currently. The new update, once it comes out, obviously there will be more, and maybe I will show that off in a future video. Who knows? Maybe I'll just do a survival let's play of this game. If you guys are interested, I would definitely be down for it. I love this game So much fun, so many hours that can be played in this game once they add more content. But yeah, so pretty cool, am I right? There's a whole lot of new stuff added to this update. I can't wait for the entirety of this update to come out. I think it's going to be super duper good for the game for replayability, adding new stuff to the game so people can get more hours into this game. I already have 17 in the game, so if that says something, I just bought it like last week or something. I played it for like 3 days straight, no joke. It was crazy. But yeah, go ahead and go play this game if you guys haven't. They're adding a lot of new stuff and the updates are coming out about once a month with a whole lot of content. Obviously, this is a smaller game studio, but they're definitely putting in so much effort into this game, and I really do appreciate them for that. So go ahead. I've also linked their Discord in the description below. So if you guys want to join that, there's some little kind of secrets that the community talk about on the game, such as this blueprint box thing that has no texture, but it has like a crap ton of blueprints in there. Yeah, it's very interesting, but it's only in the beta version, by the way. But yeah, so go ahead and get this game installed before this update comes out. Try it out, see how the new update is as well. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.